What is going on, college basketball fans? Today I want to talk a little bit more about this historic upset that we saw yesterday. Only the second time ever that a 16 seed upset a 1 seed. Fairleigh Dickenson upsets Purdue, and I want to take a deeper dive into it and explain why I think it is the most improbable, insane upset in March Madness history. I'm ready to get started. Just want to say subscribe if you guys are new. We do a ton of college basketball March Madness coverage here on the channel. Hit that like button if you guys enjoy, and let's get it started. Okay, so the first reason why this is the most insane, improbable upset in March Madness history is because Fairleigh Dickenson wasn't even supposed to be in the March Madness tournament this year. They lost their conference championship game to Merrimack, but because of the D2 to D1 transition period rule by NCAA, you have to be in Division I for at least 4 years before you can be eligible to make the NCAA tournament. So Merrimack, still pretty new to Division I, not eligible to make the tournament. So that now goes to the runner-up, Fairleigh Dickenson, to get a spot into the field of 68. So they make it to the field of 68, but they do have to play in the first four, and they head into the first four as underdogs against Texas Southern, a Texas Southern team that is 14-20 heading into that game. They don't even have a positive record on the season, but they are favorites over FDU in this game. The Knights do go on to blow out Texas Southern and earn their spot into the round of 64, where they have to face one-seeded Purdue. Heading into this game, FDU enters as a 23-point underdog to Purdue and are quite literally the shortest team in Division I based on KenPom height rankings. They are 363rd out of 363 Division I teams this year. And Purdue, you guessed it, are the number one ranked team in height in KenPom this year. It was a David versus Goliath type matchup. FDU has two starters that are 5'8" and 5'9", two guys in their starting lineup under 5'10", and they had a 6'4" guy guarding 7'4" player of the year in college basketball, Zach Edey. A whole foot difference in that matchup, and the guy guarding Zach Edey was Sean Moore, the star of this game. Averages 6 points per game, guarded by Zach Edey, who is a foot taller than him, dropped 19 points in this game, hit the dagger three, got the clutch block on the other end after the three, and this is his first year in Division I. He followed head coach Tobin Anderson to FDU, transferred over from St. Thomas, where Tobin Anderson coached the year before. First year head coach in Division I, first year player in Division I, and what a story this is. Absolutely insane. And I wanted to share this with you guys real quick as well, just the stadium capacities of these two teams. FDU Stadium seats 1,852 people. Like, it is actually kind of like a high school basketball gym, and we all know Mackey Arena is one of the hardest places to play in college basketball. It seats 14,240 people, and just to compare FDU's 1,800 people capacity in their stadium to other small D1 schools who pulled off big upsets, St. Peter's Stadium seats 3,200, so almost twice as much as FDU's. UMBC's seats 4,654. Just absolutely insane that this small school from New Jersey were able to tackle Goliath. So the big team that you are going to compare this FDU team to after this upset was the only other 16 seed to upset a 1 in UMBC. So I pulled up the side-by-side comparison, and this is why I think the FDU upset is far more improbable and insane. And let's break it down. So their record, FDU had a 19-15 record entering March Madness, 10-6 in the conference. They are now 21-15 after beating Texas Southern in the first four and upsetting Purdue. UMBC was 24-10 entering March Madness, where they did go 1-1, beating Virginia and losing to Kansas State in the second round, finished 25-11. They were 12-4 in conference play. Now, we look at if these teams played in the first 4 games. Yes, FDU had to play in the first 4 as a 16 seed, where they beat Texas Southern. UMBC got a bye from the first 4. They earned their spot into the round of 64. Their KenPom rankings. FDU is ranked 299th out of 363 Division I teams in KenPom. UMBC in 2018, when they pulled off the upset, were 188th out of 361. Over 100 teams better than FDU entering the day that they pulled off the upset. Now we look, did these teams win their conference championship? As I mentioned earlier, FDU, no, they did not win their conference championship. UMBC, yes, they did. Now we look at the team that they beat. FDU, obviously, they beat number 1 Purdue with a 7'4" guy on their team, player of the year, insane team. UMBC, they upset number 1 Virginia without one of their star players, DeAndre Hunter, who got injured that year in the ACC tournament, who definitely could have made a difference in that game. Now we look at the spreads entering the game. So FDU was a 23-point underdog on the spread entering against Purdue. UMBC was a 20.5 underdog entering the game versus Virginia in 2018. How far did they go? UMBC made it to the round of 32 and lost to Kansas State. FDU, it is unknown how far they can make it, but they have to play Florida Atlantic University in the second round. I cannot wait to see if they can become the first ever 16 seed to make it to the Sweet 16. That is the question of the day. Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think that FDU can do it and make it to the Sweet 16? Let me know in the comments section. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.